Have you ever felt like you woke up to life? Like something inside you finally clicked? For a moment, everything felt clear. You felt hopeful, alive, and full of purpose. But then, the motivation disappeared. The excitement faded. And you were left asking yourself, why do I feel empty again, after awakening? If this has happened to you, this video is for you. Because what you're experiencing is not failure. It's a hidden stage of growth that most people never understand. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you will see your struggle in a completely new way. Have you ever felt a powerful change inside you? Maybe it happened after a deep realization, a hard life experience, or a quiet moment when everything suddenly became clear. For a short time, you felt awake. You felt like you finally understood life. Your mind felt clear, your heart felt light, and you were full of energy and hope. You believed this was the moment when your life would finally change. But then something confusing happened. After a few days, or maybe a few weeks, that strong feeling slowly faded away. The excitement disappeared. The fire inside you became weaker. You started feeling tired again, lost again, and unmotivated again. This made you ask painful questions. What happened? Why did your motivation disappear? Why do you feel empty again after awakening? In this lesson, we will explore these questions together. We will talk about why this loss of motivation happens, how to understand it, and what you can do to bring your motivation back stronger and more lasting than before. This lesson is made especially for beginners in English, so I will use simple words and short sentences to help you learn English and life wisdom at the same time. So relax, stay with me until the end, and let us discover the truth together. Questions began to rise inside Brian's mind. Who am I? Why am I here? What do I truly want from life? These were not easy questions. The answers did not come quickly. But something important had happened. Something inside him had come alive. That moment became the beginning of a new journey. Maybe you have had a moment like Brian's. Maybe you were sitting quietly in your room, looking out the window, and suddenly felt that life had more meaning than what you were living. Maybe you were listening to a song, reading a book, or walking outside, and something inside you softly whispered, "Wake up." You didn't know where that feeling came from, but you felt it clearly. And deep inside, you knew that something had changed. This experience is called awakening. Awakening is not about becoming perfect or leaving everything behind. It is about opening your eyes for the first time and realizing that there is a deeper, richer, and more meaningful way to live. It is like the first light of morning after a long, dark night. The light is gentle, but it is powerful. It fills your heart with hope, curiosity, and quiet courage. When you awaken, you begin to care more about truth than comfort. You start noticing things you ignored before. You want to grow, improve, and understand yourself better. You feel more alive, more connected, and more curious about the world around you and the person you are becoming. At the beginning, it feels wonderful. You feel strong and free. You feel like you have discovered something special. You want to share it with others. You want to change your life completely. This stage is beautiful, and it fills you with light. But then something unexpected happens. Slowly, the excitement begins to fade. The questions become harder. Life does not change as quickly as you hoped. Confusion returns. Doubt enters your mind. You start wondering if you were wrong or if you imagined everything. This is the next stage of the journey. It is not as easy or as pleasant, but it is just as important. In the next chapter, we explore what happens after awakening, when the bright light feels weaker and the real inner work begins. This is Chapter 2, The Dip After the Rise. After awakening, many people feel unstoppable. They feel like they have discovered a new world inside themselves. Everything feels fresh and full of possibility. They read self-help books, watch motivational videos, write in journals, meditate, exercise, and try to change their habits. For a while, they feel alive in a way they haven't felt in years. Then, once again, something surprising happens. The energy slowly fades. Motivation does not feel as strong anymore. That clear sense of purpose begins to weaken. One morning, you wake up and feel confused again. You don't feel like meditating. You don't feel like reading. The excitement is gone, and you wonder what went wrong. And this is where many people get lost, but it is also where real growth begins. Slowly, your old habits begin to return. The excitement is gone. In its place, you feel tired. Doubt enters your mind. Sometimes, you even feel sad. You start asking yourself hard questions. What happened to me? Was it all just in my head? Why don't I feel inspired anymore? This experience is called the dip after the rise. It is a very common part of personal growth. If this is happening to you, do not panic. You are not moving backward. You are not broken. In truth, you are exactly where you need to be. Think of it like climbing a mountain. At the bottom, everything feels exciting. You have energy. The view is already beautiful, and you feel confident. As you begin climbing, the air feels fresh, the sun feels warm, and each step feels easy. But as you continue, things start to change. The path becomes steep. Your legs begin to hurt. You breathe faster. The air feels thinner. The beautiful views disappear behind rocks and clouds. You can no longer see the top. Your backpack feels heavy, and your mind starts whispering, maybe this was a mistake. Maybe I am not strong enough. Maybe I should go back. This difficult middle part is the dip. The same thing happens in your inner journey. After the first excitement of awakening, you begin to see your life more clearly. And not only the good parts. You start noticing your fears, your insecurities, and habits that no longer help you. You see relationships that drain your energy and old beliefs you have carried for years. Pain from your past begins to rise to the surface. Now you can see these things because your eyes are finally open. This is not failure. This is progress. Before awakening, you did not notice these things because you were living on autopilot. You were asleep inside. Now, because you are more aware, you can see what was always there. And sometimes, it is not beautiful. This is why the dip happens. Not because you did something wrong, but because you are facing the truth. Truth is not always comfortable. It can hurt. It can confuse you. But it is also the key to real change. You cannot heal what you cannot see. You cannot grow without facing your inner shadows. Awakening does not mean life becomes easy. It means you are finally ready to do the real work of becoming who you truly are. So what can you do when you are in the dip? First, be gentle with yourself. Do not expect perfection. Do not judge yourself for feeling low. Understand that this stage is part of the journey. Second, keep moving forward, even if you move slowly. You do not need to do everything at once. You do not need strong motivation every day. Take small steps. Keep learning. Keep reflecting. The fog will slowly lift. Third, remember your reason. Ask yourself why you started this journey. What woke you up? What kind of life do you want to build? Keep your vision close to your heart. And finally, do not stay silent. Talk to someone you trust, or write your thoughts in a journal. When you bring your feelings into the light, they feel lighter. Remember this truth: you are not alone. Everyone who grows goes through this phase, and it is leading you forward, not backward. Every hero in every story faces dark moments before reaching the light. And you are no different. Yes, the dip is hard, but it is also meaningful. It shows that you are growing, becoming more real, and slowly finding your freedom. In the next chapter, we will explore how facing your shadow, the hidden parts of yourself, can help you discover your true purpose. Chapter 3: You are not broken. You are growing. Losing motivation after awakening can feel frightening. You may start to think that something is wrong with you. You may feel confused, tired, or lost. You may ask yourself, why don't I feel inspired anymore? Or why do I feel worse after waking up? But there is something very important you must remember. You are not broken. You are growing. Growth is not always bright or joyful. Sometimes it is slow. Sometimes it is painful. And sometimes it feels like nothing is happening at all. But just because you cannot see change right now does not mean it is not happening deep inside you. Real growth often works quietly, beneath the surface. Think about a seed. Before a seed becomes a plant, it must go through a hard process. At first, the seed is small and protected by a shell. To grow, that shell must break open. This breaking may look like damage, but it is actually the beginning of life. After the seed opens, it does not rise into the light right away. First, it goes down into the dark soil. It grows roots. It pushes through darkness slowly and silently before it ever sees the sun. This stage takes time. No one sees it. No one praises it. But it is the most important part of the journey. You are that seed. When you awakened, something inside you cracked open. You began to see life and yourself in a new way. The old version of you, the one that only followed routines, rules, and other people's expectations, started to break apart. Now, you are in the soil. You are in a quiet stage of growth. It may feel uncomfortable and unclear, but this is deep and important work. This stage does not mean you are going backward. It means you are going deeper. And going deeper is how true strength is formed. Many people feel afraid at this point. They think, I was happier before. I felt motivated when I first awakened. Maybe I should stop thinking so much. Maybe I should go back to how I was. But here is the truth. Going back will not bring you peace. It will only bring more emptiness. Once you awaken, you cannot fully return to sleep. You have seen the truth, and that truth will continue to call you, no matter how much you try to ignore it. What you are feeling right now is not failure. It is transformation beginning. This is transformation, and transformation takes time. It does not move in a straight line. It is filled with ups and downs, doubts, and discoveries. But every moment you stay with the process, and every time you choose growth instead of giving up, you become more of who you truly are. You were not meant to live a small or empty life. You are here to grow, to rise, to love, to create, and to heal not only yourself, but also the world around you. Before you can do that, you must pass through this part of the journey. Trust the process. Trust that the soil you are in is not a prison. It is a place of preparation. Even if you do not feel strong right now, something powerful is forming inside you. You are building deep roots. You are developing strength that cannot be taken away. Keep going. Do not give up on yourself. Do not return to a life that no longer fits who you are becoming. Move forward. You may not feel like a strong tree yet, but the seed has already broken open. The roots are growing, and the light is waiting for you. You are not broken. You are becoming. Chapter 4: The Illusion of Instant Change. One of the main reasons people lose motivation after awakening is because they expect fast results. They believe that once they open their eyes to a new way of thinking, all their problems should disappear. They think, I am awake now, so everything should feel better. I should feel peaceful, confident, and successful right away. But this belief is an illusion. Real growth does not happen in one moment. True transformation is not like turning on a light switch. Growth is more like building a house. It happens slowly, brick by brick, layer by layer, with time, patience, and effort. Imagine someone who dreams of building a beautiful home filled with light and warmth. If they stand on an empty piece of land and wait for the house to appear, nothing will happen. They must work. They must dig a foundation, gather materials, and place each brick with care. Some days will feel exciting. Other days will feel tiring or frustrating. But if they keep building, little by little, the house will slowly take shape. Awakening works the same way. It gives you a clear vision of who you truly are and what your life could become. But the vision does not build itself. It needs your actions, your patience, your faith, and your commitment to continue even when progress feels slow. Awakening is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning. It is like being born again. Just as a newborn baby does not start walking on the first day, you will not either. A baby takes time to grow. First, it learns to lift its head. Then it learns to sit, to crawl, and one day to stand. After falling many times, it finally learns to walk. In the same way, after awakening, you are learning how to walk again, but this time as your true self. You are no longer walking with old habits, fears, or false beliefs. You are walking with awareness, and awareness takes practice. If you feel tired, unmotivated, confused, or disappointed after awakening, do not blame yourself. It does not mean you are going backward. It means you are in the early stages of building something real. You are learning new ways of living and letting go of old patterns. This kind of change takes more than motivation. It takes patience, maturity, and time. In today's fast world, we are used to quick results. We want fast food, fast answers, and fast success. But the most valuable things in life, wisdom, love, peace, and inner strength, do not grow quickly. They grow slowly, and they grow deep. Real change grows slowly, deeply, and with care. So do not fall into the trap of instant change. Do not compare your journey to someone else's perfect moments. You are not late. You are not behind. You are becoming. When you feel discouraged, remind yourself that every true transformation takes time. Think of the seed growing quietly in the soil. Think of the mountain climber who keeps moving even when the path is hard. Think of the builder who continues working on their dream house, even when it rains. Every small step you take matters. Each choice shapes your new life. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself permission to rest, to breathe, and even to fall sometimes. But do not give up. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep building. Change is not magic. It is a process. And that process is worth it. The illusion of instant change may try to steal your hope, but now you know the truth. Real change is slow, steady, and strong, and you are already on your way. Chapter 5, Shadow Work: The Deep Cleaning. After awakening, something unexpected often happens. You begin to notice parts of yourself that you never saw before. These parts can feel uncomfortable or even painful. Feelings like anger, sadness, jealousy, shame, or fear may rise to the surface. You may wonder, why do I feel worse now? I thought awakening would make me feel peaceful, not broken. But this is not failure. It is a sign that you are finally seeing your shadow. Your shadow is the part of you that you hide from others and sometimes from yourself. It holds old pain, fear, guilt, trauma, and negative beliefs. These emotions were pushed away because they were too hard to face. For many years, your shadow stayed quiet in the background while you focused on surviving, fitting in, and meeting expectations. But when you awaken, your inner light becomes stronger, and light always reveals what was hidden in the dark. Seeing your shadow for the first time can feel overwhelming. You may feel like you are moving backward. You may ask, why is all this coming up now? The truth is, it was always there. You are not becoming worse. You are becoming more aware. And awareness is the first step toward healing. This process is called shadow work. Shadow work means looking honestly at your inner wounds and emotions. It means facing the parts of yourself you usually avoid. At first, this can feel confusing and messy, like cleaning a room that has been closed for years. When you open the door, everything looks dusty and cluttered. As you start cleaning, the room may look even messy. Dust rises. Old things appear. For a while, it feels worse than before. But if you continue, step by step, the room becomes clean, calm, and full of light. This is what shadow work does to your soul. Remember, facing your shadow is not about blaming yourself. It is not about shame or weakness. It is about having the courage to see the truth of who you are, including the parts you once hid. Your shadow is not your enemy. It holds your lost energy, creativity, and strength. When you heal your shadow, you do not become less broken, you become more whole. This deep inner work takes time. It requires patience, honesty, and compassion. You may feel tired. You may feel emotional. That is okay. Let yourself feel. Let yourself cry. Healing is not weakness, it is courage. Allow yourself to rest. You are doing deep work inside your inner world, and that work is not easy. Many people avoid this kind of healing for their entire lives, but you chose a different path, the path of truth, growth, and freedom. So do not fear your shadow. Welcome it like an old friend. Listen carefully to what it wants to teach you. Ask gentle questions such as, what is this feeling trying to show me? Or where did this pain begin? These questions will guide you toward healing. You do not need to fix everything at once. Simply stay present. Stay honest. Take one small step at a time. Shadow work is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming real. It clears away old pain and false stories that hide your true self. As you continue this work, you will slowly feel lighter, freer, and stronger, not because life becomes perfect, but because you are living in truth. Remember this: your shadow is not your weakness. It is your teacher. When you face it with courage and kindness, it becomes your strength. Chapter 6: The Path Forward. You have already come a long way. From your first moment of awakening to the deep work of healing, your journey has been meaningful and powerful. You have learned that awakening is not just a happy feeling. It is the beginning of a true transformation, a new way of seeing yourself and the world. You now understand that losing motivation is not failure. It is a natural part of growth. Like a seed pushing through the soil or a child learning to walk, growth is slow, messy, and sometimes painful. But it is also beautiful. You have seen that you are not broken, you are healing. You are not lost, you are learning a new direction. You are not a failure, you are in the middle of becoming someone stronger, wiser, and more alive. You faced your shadow, the part of yourself you once avoided. Instead of running from pain, you looked at it. You listened. You began to clean the inner space of your heart and mind. Little by little, you are making room for something greater. The journey does not end here. The path forward is not about reaching perfection or living without fear or pain. It is about learning how to walk with truth. It is about continuing even when life feels hard. It is about staying awake when it would be easier to fall asleep again. It is about choosing growth, even when no one is watching. From this moment on, your purpose is not to escape life, but to live it fully and honestly. You may fall, and that is okay. Stand up again. You may feel doubt, and that is okay. Breathe through it. You may forget your strength, and that is okay. Return to it. This is not a race. It is a path, and you are already on it. You are no longer the person you once were. You are no longer blind to your light or your shadow. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. And the world needs that person. It needs your truth, your courage, your healing, and your love. So keep going. Keep building a life that reflects your soul. Trust the process, even when it feels slow. Keep learning. Keep feeling. Keep awakening again and again. Awakening does not happen only once. It happens in layers, over time. Each time you go deeper, you rise higher. Each time you fall, you grow stronger. This is your path now, and you are ready. If you take only one thing from this journey, let it be this: you are not broken. You are not behind. You are not losing your way. You are becoming. Awakening is not a single moment, it is a lifelong path. It happens in layers. Each time you go deeper, you rise higher. Each time you fall, you grow stronger. So keep going. Keep choosing growth, even when it's quiet. Keep trusting the process, even when it's slow. The seed has already cracked open. The roots are growing. And the light is closer than you think. Thank you for walking this path with Silver Narratives. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need this reminder today. Until next time, stay gentle with yourself, and keep awakening.